Okay, so I'm sure everyone is out in the hot summer sun, enjoying themselves today. I'm going to try to do a blooming orchid update middle of the afternoon when nobody should be inside watching YouTube. So it's really just so I can do this in one go, because no one would expect me to do this at this time. So let's see if I can do this and share my blooming orchids with anyone who happens to be indoors or not doing anything on a Sunday. Today would have been the monthly Illinois Orchid Society meeting, and I would have been able to show off my orchids. But as the case may be, we are still in the middle of a COVID-19 pandemic. Because we haven't bothered to isolate and test, and so basically it's everywhere, and you have no idea who is a plague bearer. And so even if we were having a meeting, I don't think I could go because I don't want to catch it. My daughter has a pre-existing condition, and I basically don't want to give it to her, and then if she didn't die, I don't want to damage basically her organs for the rest of her life. So yes, it's a choice, but it's a choice I'm making that I don't want to catch this disease. And I don't know who has it. So let's proceed with my own personal Sunday orchid show table, such as it is. So we'll first start with the table. So here's my patio table right here. I've tried to take a lot of my blooming orchids out and put them on the table to enjoy. And you can see that I have a strawberry gin tonic right here to keep me company during this. It's still Richard Mueller season. So most of the ones up in front here are all Richard Mueller hybrids. You can see these sad flowers are my BLC Golden Tang fading out. This right here is my comparison of Richard Mueller's. So the orange one right here is from Diamond Orchids. It's Richard Mueller crossed to itself. It's your standard orange right here. It's got two flowers, right? And then this white one right here is a Richard Mueller that I got from Michelle Orchids at the Chicagoland Orchid Festival. I want to say 15 to 20 years ago. And at the time, I didn't know a lot about Richard Mueller's, but it's white. It's very strangely white, unlike other Richard Muellers. And so I just have these two together to compare them, right? I like to see the contrast. Next to them is Brassavola Dan O'Connor. This is Richard Mueller, I believe, crossed to Little Stars. And it's a cluster bloomer, right? And it's got another spike right here that's coming out. And it's got a singleton right here. And then when we pan this way, we have, all right, so this is Richard Mueller crossed to Willette Wong. A lot of these are my Richard Mueller color changing video that I did a few days ago. And then under it, becoming much more orange, all the red is going away, is my BLC Sunspots, which is Richard Mueller by Valazek, I believe. But what I didn't show in those, of course, is everything else that I have blooming that's not a Richard Mueller. So right here on the table, you have to go like kind of dip behind it because my Richard Muellers are in front. You have to dip behind it. Is some dendrobium. So this actually was in my tank. I had to take it out because it didn't seem like it was very happy. It's kind of shrivelly, right? I wanted to give it more sun and water. Oh, that's something else. I have not watered yet today. Anyway, so this is Dendrobium amphicylum by Cuthbertsonii, and it's blooming. It really needs to be watered. I should get the hose out and water while I'm doing this. I will have to move my drink as well as my phone. This back here is Encyclia cochleata. Right here, it's got two spikes. It's still blooming. Cochlea blooms a long time. It blooms like all summer. I believe it was in bloom the last time I did a What's Blooming video. Also on the table right here is, I don't know, is it Ondocitiota Catante Sunrise. So then Coming around is my blueberry, and my gardenia is done. Yeah, I have like non-orchids too. So then right here I have, this is Renanthera Gerald Tan. I bought this from Nat's Orchids last year, the year before, and it's, I don't know, it lost a lot of its leaves right here. It's gotten really stocky, but it has these new roots that have come out, like right here. Can we even see it? No, you can't even focus on it. So, but it's blooming. When I first bought it, it actually bloomed twice for me that summer. It actually put out a second spike. I bought it in June in spike, and then it put out a second or a third spike, such as the case may be. So this summer's not quite as good, only one spike, but you can see it's a branching bloomer, so I'm gonna get a lot of beautiful red flowers on it. All right, a lot of the Vanda types are coming into bloom. They're spiking, so I have one here. So this right here, hiding behind the Spanish moss, is actually one of my dumpster Vandas, one of the ones that was destined for the compost pile from the Chicago Botanic Gardens that I brought home, and we gave most of them to members of the Illinois Orchid Society as sort of a reward for helping volunteer during the spring show 3 years ago now, which is when I was show chair. And you know, a few of them didn't go, stayed at my house, and this is one of them. So this is in spike. Then coming around right here, so this is my Miltasia, Dark Star Darth Vader. It's been in bloom. I think it was just starting to open the last time I did a What's Blooming update. It has been in bloom, so maybe 3 to 4 weeks now. It's not obviously fully open yet because I got some spikes right here, right? But it's just really, really floriferous, and I do love how it's just gorgeously floriferous. For the Illinois Orchid Society monthly meeting, we don't have meeting. Oh, and I guess I missed the Zoom meeting, which was at noon. I always forget these things on Sunday, even though I signed up for it. Fred Clark was going to talk. Oh, darn. I feel sad that I missed that. Anyways, so basically this is, we were allowed to submit 3 photos for the show table for people to vote on, and this is one of the ones that I submitted. Don't know how it's going to go since I've obviously missed the meeting again. Then over here, we have more of my Richard Muellers blooming. Another orchid I chose to show off for my my submission was this Brassavola perenni, right here. So you can see all the flowers are together just like they were on my Miltasia. It's because in order to take the photo for my show table submission, I pushed all the flowers together. And then right here, next to it, is Vanda costylis Lucneri by Prelor. And I'm a little sad that I only bought one of these from Nat's last year. So this, he had a whole bunch of these. I think they're from Thailand. And they all look different. I bought this one, which was this pink, like, here, let's see if you can get, it's like this pink, like sunset, right? Like pink, and it's a little peachy inside. And the other ones, it was the only one with this coloring. I actually bought it open and in bloom in hopes of getting this, keeping this coloring. The other ones were colored differently. I can't remember now, but I just remember that all these Lucneri by Prelor hybrids had different colors. So it's, would have been nice. It's kind of like, you know, if I bought several, it'd be like when you take a community pot and plant out all the babies and then bloom all of them and see how the flowers are different. So then right here, I have my Howiara Lava Burst. So this is Howiara Lava Burst. It's got 1, 2, 3 spikes, 4 spikes. This one's not even open yet. And I believe this one was just starting to open up last time when I did one of my live What's Blooming Orchid updates. All right, so now we have to cross behind everything. So we're going along the back side of my collection. And you can see that's my, like, I don't know, it's a Renanthera crossed with the Vanda Sunrise. You can see it closer, except the wires are in the way. Ah! It's this kind of orangey red color. And then down here, my Sunny Delights are all blooming. So these are actually 2 different Sunny Delights. So this is one Sunny Delight right here. And then this is a different Sunny Delight right here. And if you put them together, you can see that their lip pattern has different spotting on it. So this is Sunny Delight crossed to Richard Mueller. It's not actually Sunny Delight by itself, which I also have. But it's not in bloom right now. So then here is Thai Hummingbird. I believe I showed it off before. I have some fading crazy flowers from nobly type dendrobiums that seem to think that they want to bloom in the summer instead of in the winter, which is when they're supposed to bloom. And then I have this guy, which I believe is, I think this is, well, the flowers are fading. It's gotten too hot. Look at this. So these flowers are drying up right here. I believe this is Jonathan's Glory Dark Joy, and I don't know why, but it seems to like to spike early in the late summer. It did this last year and put out just a couple flowers before it has its massive, like huge blooming in December, January. And then we have seed pods. Seed pods. Look at this. Seed pods. Yeah, so I really need to cut all these off on my Encycliolata. You can tell that the ants were very busy. I think they may have fertilized every single stinking flower on this plant. Yeah, like crazy amount of seed pods that nobody wants. So, not even me. I don't even want them. Right here I have my, so this is, I think, a first blooming for me. I got it, it was kind of sick for a while, but this is Brassavola verrucosa. I got it from Windsong Orchids when they were going out of business. So I've had it quite some time. And I've previously never given it enough water in the winter and enough sun to get it to bloom. So excited. I've seen verrucosa blooming when I was in Costa Rica last year. And then we come around, it's mostly Richard Mueller. So if you're wondering, I mean, it's really, fading Richard Muellers. Like here's the thing that's labeled as a Richard Mueller cross. This is supposed to be, well, it came from Exotic Orchids of Maui as Haiku Dawn, but it doesn't look like a Richard Mueller cross. And it's been in bloom, I want to say like 3 weeks now and 2 weeks now, and you can tell that it's been attacked on its leaves, which is kind of sad. Here is lots of plants getting sunburn. Look at that. Ew, ew. And then this right here, we can get it down to it, is, I believe this is my Hawaiian treat right here. So even though it looks like it's here, it's actually this plant and back here. And yes, this is Hawaiian treat, which I wanted for years and years. And I had one, I killed it, that I had bought from Clem, and I killed it. And then I kept trying to get it again. And then I finally got one from Waldor. And then I got another Hawaiian treat from H&R this year, but I don't know if it's going to make it because the new growth turned black, rotted, fell off, and I don't know if that means like it's completely done for. So let's all show that off, even though it's not blooming, because it's just sort of sad if I can find it. So this is this is one Hawaiian treat. This one is from High Desert Orchids. it's not dying and sad. And then this one is from H&R, and you can see, look at the new growth. It shriveled up. So I had this is part of the bunch that I had underneath my rack over there. My chair's in front of it now, but I had it underneath that rack. And then I noticed that the new growth was turning black. So I've actually peeled this back to see how far back the black goes, and it seems to be continuing further because I'm an idiot. And so I don't know if it's going to make it, but see, the problem is that was the newest growth right here, right? And do I have any live nodes on the other one to get it to continue growing, or is this the end for this little guy? Have to wait and find out. Don't know until the end comes. I like to hold things on to the bitter end. So I think that's all. Like, I have a lot of stuff that's not blooming. Like, usually, I mean, it is just Richard Mueller. But, like, none of my Asian cymbidiums have spiked. All these are encephaliums right here. None of them have spiked. I don't know what's going on there. None of my nodosas are spiking. Oh, I have some buds. We're touring around here. Trying to do it slowly so people don't get motion sick. So I have a bee. Here, look, it's a bee. It's a bee climbing on my plant. So I have a bunch of Richard Muellers that have buds. I believe that is a Petite Stars. My other Petite Stars is done. But then I have a Summer Sultan is in bud. And this will be, if I can get this one on video when it actually blooms, it'll be amazing. It's beautiful. It smells like cloves. So here is the little flower spike just starting to form. And Japanese beetles love it. So the minute it blooms and it scents out, the Japanese beetles show up and they eat it. So I almost never get a good picture of the flower. All right, so I think that's it for everything. I do love my little display table right there. Oh, I have that's the mass of crazy tomatoes right there. So I do have, yes, hidden right over here, one last set of flowers. See? All right, someone tell me why these dendrobiums like to bloom in the summer. It doesn't make any sense. So that's it for this update. As you can see, it's still just crazy Richard Mueller time. And join me for the next live whenever I remember to do one, and you can see which orchids I have in bloom.